What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 6 of my NHL 21 Toronto Maple Leafs Franchise Mode Series. If you guys missed the last episode, maybe even the last two episodes, we're a pretty good team right now. As you can see, we're coming off back-to-back Stanley Cups, as well as 3 Stanley Cups in the past 4 years. So this team is just a dynasty, I think, at this point. I mean, 3 Cups in 4 years. I don't think anyone's going to argue that. I'll show you what the lines look like going into this season. I think we honestly have a chance for the three-peat. I think it could happen. So, first line here, you got Neil Rawlings, who was actually the first overall pick back in 2024. His shot there is ridiculous, basically 95 across the board. He's playing left wing on the first line with Tavares and Marner. Second line there is the +5 chem line with Nylander, Matthews, and Lawson Crouse. Third line, you got Dylan Gunther, finally on the NHL team, playing with Elias Anderson and Rodion Amirov. Fourth line, you got Nick Robertson playing with Peyton Krebs and Formanton. So, a very solid forward group. Everyone's getting a bonus. I noticed too, Krebs on the fourth line center's got 89 faceoffs, so he actually might be a really good bomb 6 center for us, even though initially I traded for him to be a top 6 guy. Theodore McAvoy's the top D pair, Stan and Riley on the second pair, and then we have Harley and Rassin on the bottom pair. Now, they're getting a -1. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave that. I'm probably going to try and trade one of them to fix the chemistry. Luckily, neither of them are actually on any special teams. You can see the first power play unit there gets a +3, second's a +1, and still solid. The foreman there is actually just kind of like the 4 Leafs core: Matthews, Marner, Tavares, Nylander. Second one's good. The PK is getting a couple zeros. We have had bonuses before, so I'd like to get that back. 3-man gets zeros as well, but a lot of times the PK can get minus, so the fact at least it's, a 0 isn't too bad. AHL team there looks pretty good as well. A lot of high 70s, even got a couple 80s in Hollander and Kachuk. Defensively in the AHL, you can see more 70s. Goaltending wise, Jones there, the starter, who actually won the goalie award in the AHL last season, while Patty backing him up. 22 years old, 73 overall, medium elite. Still waiting to see if he'll turn into a starting goalie or not. So like I was saying, overall, I think this is a pretty solid team, but I would like to fix that bottom pair defensive chemistry. I'll look at the offense, defense, and goaltending stats for this year. I think we have 99 offense, if I remember right. Yeah, 99 offense, 90 defense, and 87 goaltending. So not a bad squad. Like I said, before we start the sim, I'm going to probably trade one of those D-men. And real quick, guys, I want to thank Raycon for sponsoring today's video. I've actually had a pair of their everyday E25 earbuds for about a year now, and I really enjoy them. They cost about half the price of other leading audio brand wireless earbuds. Come in a variety of different colors. You guys can see here, I've actually went to classic black. They've also got all these different sizing fits here, so they should fit your ear perfectly. Obviously, you don't want your wireless earbuds falling out. In the last year or so, some of the top things I've noticed is just the battery life. I think it's about 6 hours per charge. They've also got seamless Bluetooth pairing. They got a lot of bass as well as a nice noise isolating fit. You can see there that's fitting the ear nice and snug. So if you're on the plane or you're commuting to work, something like that, shouldn't hear everything else going on around you. Speaking of which, obviously you don't need the screen to be using these. If you're just going for a workout, you can listen to music while you have these in, or like I said, maybe commuting to work. Listening to your favorite podcast. The company was founded by Ray J, and I know Snoop Dogg's a big fan of these, so that was pretty cool after he was featured in NHL last year. They've also got a 45-day free return policy, which means there's no reason not to give them a try. I was actually using them earlier today while shoveling the snow, just put them up under my toque. So if you guys are interested at all, click the link in the description box below, or go to buyraycon.com/TacTixHD for 15% off your first Raycon purchase. Again, that's buyraycon.com/TacTixHD. Alright guys, we're here trying to trade the Chicago Blackhawks for Jacob Zboril. He's actually on the block, and he's pretty solid. 28 years old, so he's not too old, so should hold his rating. 80 overall, and he's only making $775K for the next 2 years, so we'll actually have him next year very cheap as well. Rassin, on the other hand, same rating, but he's going to need a new contract next season. He is big at 6'7", but Harley is also signed for 2 more years like Zboril, so it kind of just makes more sense to keep Harley. Pretty equal value for every reason. Zboril on the block. We'll see what they say. Trades rejected. I feel like this is pretty close. Like, it's basically even, I think, the value. So if we just add, we have like no picks next year, this year. So let's try to add a 5th rounder next year. There we go. And after that trade, guys, here's an update look at the bottom D pairs. Zaboril's on the left side, Harley on the right side, and they're getting a 0, which of course is better than -1. If you're ever wondering, if you have 2 lefties, which to put on which side, I usually go with the more offensive side on the offhand. So you can see Harley there, pretty good puck skills and shot. Zaboril's are worse in both categories, so that's just how I make the decision. Alright guys, so it's end of December now. We're playing pretty good hockey. We have a record of 21-14-5. I don't think we're leading the division, but obviously still playing pretty good. Wow, we're actually 8 points back there. The Sabres, the Blues 61. So a couple of really good teams. Matthews, though, is playing quite well. 48 points, 40 games. Now, before we actually keep simming, guys, I wanted to look at contracts. As I have a lot of people asking why I don't do contract extensions, and normally the reason is just for more flexibility in the summer, as well as the deadline, because you basically have more cap room for the next season, can take on more contracts. So McAvoy wants $9 million. I don't see it being that cheaper if we wait. Standing here, well, he's an RFA, so not too big of a deal. Wants $7 million for one. That seems expensive for 86. Elias Anderson apparently is glitching. It says trade for asset opposed to letting me offer contract extension, so whatever. Let's see. Dylan Gunther here wants 1.9 for one. Again, I don't think that's going to be that, crazy of a saving. Connor Hellebuck, let's see. 7 for 4. It doesn't really get much cheaper. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like these are all pretty reasonable and no one's really taking that big of a discount right now. I'm at the trade deadline here, guys, with a record of 36, 19, and 7. So again, we're a good team. I don't think like a three-peat is out of the question. We're tied with the Sabres now for first in the division. We'll see if anyone else is better than us in the NHL. Blackhawks and Blues both doing quite well, 87, 84 points respectively. Matthews is crushing it. He's got 79 points in 62 games. So we'll get to the deadline here, and maybe we can add a superstar and make this team even better. And before we get to the deadline, guys, we're going to offer Connor Hellebuck $6.5 million here for 3 years, which is actually $500K less than he's making right now. Pays him until he's 35. I feel like 35 is around where he might start to drop off, but for now he should be fine. Also, too, wanted to show you guys, we have almost $5 million in salary cap. So, like I said, I think we actually can bring in like a pretty big player. Definitely going to be a buyer here at the deadline. We'll see who the top 10 players available are. Gabe Landeskog, 3 years left at 10.2. I remember mentioning before how I kind of wanted him because he's a power forward. Butsayev, 0 years left. That's not going to help us get the three-peat. Larkin there I'd like, but 5 more years at 10 mil. Panarin's was last year of his regular contract. Hagen there, also 0 years left. Morgan Frost, interesting. Zibanejad, 1 year left, 8.6. Feel like we have enough snipers, though. Jake Gensel there. Adam Fox. Brennan Gallagher. Okay, so I think for me, if we could somehow make a Gabe Landeskog trade happen with them retaining a bit of salary cap, that'd be ideal. So right here, guys, the blockbuster trade offer I'm making the Colorado Avalanche for Gabe Landeskog. He's got 3 years left at $10.2 million. As you can see here, he's a 90 overall player. Currently has 72 points in 63 games, so averaging over a point per game. He's a power forward. He fit on our forward line too, which is where I want him, obviously. Even if we get a +3, I think it's still worth it. So Matthews needed to have a better guy to play with. I have them retaining $2.5 million, which basically makes them a little under an $8 million player, so I think that's a bit easier for us to bring in. Dylan Gunther's still a very good young player, 80 overall, has a lot of trade value, which basically makes the trade values equal. Lawson Crouse, he's replacing, also the salary there, $3 million coming off the books. Volpatti, good elite goalie, adds some more value, but only a 73 at 23. I think he's going to max out like an 82. I'll see what the Avs say to this. Trades rejected. We could definitely, I'm retaining salary just so we have more next season. Maybe retain like 10.25, which at that point makes him a $9 million player. Trade still rejected. I think we could maybe make it work if we take on Gabe Landeskog at the full value. And worst case, we're going for the three-peat. So even if next year we lose some players, we're going for the three-peat first and foremost. Come on. Trades rejected. I just realized Landeskog was on the block, but now he no longer is, which makes it so much tougher to trade for him. Now looking at other teams, guys, the Philadelphia Flyers have Nolan Patrick on the block, 27 years old now, 86 overall, making 3.2 for 1 more year, which is a really good contract. He's a power forward. He can play center or the wing. I feel like he's got to give us, some good chemistry boost. And his trade value is not that crazy. I'm thinking we don't even have to give up Dylan Gunther. Maybe we could do the goalie. They don't want him, but it's still some value. We keep Gunther. And then we're going for the three-peats. We add the first-round pick this year. Let's see what the Flyers say to this offer. And trades accepted. Okay, I think that's a big addition to the team. And check this out, guys. There's still a few hours left on the deadline, but I saw that Werenski was on the Blue Jackets trade block, so I thought about maybe making a trade for him. Unfortunately, Edmonton beat us to the punch there. They got him, Brendan Gooley, and a third-round pick. For Nugent Hopkins, a second, and a couple other pieces, so that's a blockbuster. The trade deadline is now complete, guys. We'll see all the trades that went down. Shane Gostisbehere goes to Tampa Bay. Shane Bowers goes to Washington. Interesting. There's Lincoln there to LA. Adam Pellich to Buffalo. And of course, we have our trade for Nolan Patrick. The big Werenski-Nugent Hopkins trade. That's got to be the trade of the day. Tierney there to Vancouver. Scott Mayfield to Philly. Gabe Carlson to the Sharks. Derek Stepan and Connor Timmins went to Nashville. Cardinal got a first-round pick back. I'm guessing that Payek guy's a good prospect. Alex Texier goes to Dallas. Jonathan Duran to Minnesota. Dallas got a first-round pick and Blake Wheeler as compensation. So a pretty good trade day, I'd say. Definitely bigger than last year's. So after that trade for Nolan Patrick, guys, here's an updated look at the lines. And as you can see, chemistry got even better. We're going to have Lawson Crouse on the first line with Tavares and Marnigan at +3. Nylander, Matthews, and Nolan Patrick get a +5. So Patrick's playing like a 91, Matthews 98 still, Nylander 95 still. Rollins on the third line now with Anderson and Miro again a +1. So that third line's got to be one of the best in hockey. Fourth line there is Nick Robertson, Peyton Krebs, Dylan Gunther. Scratch right now is actually Alex Formanton. Now, I was playing around with it, and one thing I noticed I could do is switch Patrick and Anderson, and we'd actually get +3 on the first 3 lines, which I don't think I've ever had. The thing is, Mirov's a guy who's been playing third line this whole season. You can see he's only averaging 13 minutes a night, so I feel like a +5 on the second line is probably worth more than a +3 on both the second and the third. You guys can let me know after this is the wrong decision, but I think that +5 is just too OP, especially with Patrick now. Like, they're going to be so dominant. That first pilot unit still gets a +1. Patrick's on the second. 4-man, I don't think it's changed. Same with the PK, the 3-man PK. I think all that stuff's still the same. So, overall, I think we just made our team even better. I didn't really have to give up too much either. Obviously, going for that 3P. Now, I want to see if Connor Hellebuyck accepts that extension. He does too, so $6.5 million till he's 35. That's awesome. This is kind of funny, guys. After the Blue Jackets trade away Zach Werenski, they're now firing their head coach, so seems like there's a bit of a disarray in Columbus. And we're out there this season here, guys, with a record of 50, 25, and 7. So 50 wins isn't bad, 107 points. I see the Blackhawks had 112, so not winning a President's Trophy, but I'm fine with that. We're worried about winning that Stanley Cup. Austin Matthews, what a year. 103 points, 58 goals. Very good shot at winning the Maurice Richard Trophy. I see we actually won the division, though, with 107. And the only team that finished above us was the Blackhawks there with 112. So take a look and see just how everyone did on this team. I think Matthews could actually go up in rating to a 94. 103 points. I'm wondering if that's his best season yet. No, 108 a couple seasons ago. 58 goals, though, does look to be his best goal total yet. So good for him. Tavares 94. Marner 88. Amirov 86. The dude's playing third line. He had 86 points. That is ridiculous. He's 89 overall now. Medium top 6 potential still. And we got him signed for 3 more years at 5.2. I feel like I got to find a way to get him in the top 6 because 13 minutes a night and he's putting up 86 points. He is on like the second power play unit, second 4-minute power play, but still he got more than Nylander there. So maybe I give Nylander's spot on the second line to Amirov if we still get the chemistry boost. Rollins there, 77 points in his second year. The dude is a beast. I'm assuming he'll probably lose, somebody, and he'll go back into the top 6. Riley at 74, Theodore 58, McAvoy 55. Our D-men score a lot. I think we probably had the most goals for in the league, even though, we got second there. Goaltending, Hellebuyck, .902 to 2.77 is not bad. Dossel's numbers definitely could be better, but he's a cheap backup, so it's kind of like whatever. AHL team, Dominic Bach had 65, 73. Okay. Bemstrom 64, Hollander 63, McMichael 59. Hopefully, somehow, some way, one of those guys grows a little bit. Liam Dansk here, some made-up guy, 112 points, wins the Art Ross. Eichel 110, McKinnon as well. Caulfield 108, McDavid, Sagan, Kotkaniemi, Matthews. Zegers there 97. Matthews 58 goals. Wow, Cole Caulfield, I don't even know how I didn't notice that. 71 goals. Are you kidding me? His shot's not even the best. Like, Rawlings on our team has a better shot. His hands are actually nasty. 71 goals for Cole Caulfield. Wow, that is just ridiculous. And this is super weird. I accidentally clicked AHL, and Michkov's in the AHL for some reason. He had 88 points in 73 games. He's an 84. Look at his shot. What is Nashville doing? Why? Sometimes some of the things the computer teams do make absolutely no sense to me. Defensively, Kale McCarr at 90. Riley, though, was the 4th highest scoring defenseman. Rookie scares, I don't think we have one. This New Jersey guy, 54 points, so yeah, only 81 overall, nothing too crazy. And taking a look at the standings here for the entire league now. We know we got second behind Chicago, but I'm curious. So we have 7 teams there with 100 plus. Anyone squeak in that shouldn't have? No, the top 16 make it. I like seeing that. And the worst team in the league this season, the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's tough. I don't know why you're trading Zach Werenski. We did lead in goal for by quite a bit, 352, so that's a good sign. I feel like heading into playoffs, I'm very happy with how this team's playing. So we'll see who we play in the first round here. Could be the Lightning or it could be the wild card from the Metro. And it's going to be the Washington Capitals. Okay, let's take a look at that roster. So the Washington Capitals here have Couturier, Toskala, Zucker on the first line. Donskoy with Kuznetsov, Ovechkin back on the team. Obviously went to the Devils for a little bit there. LaHaru on the 4th line. Kubalik, I'm not sure with Hendrik Lapierre is. Maybe they traded him. Chikrin's on the team now, playing with Carlson, Polak, Gavrikov. Liljegren, of course. Goalies, they got Jerry starting, Kemper backing him up. Okay, so overall they have a good team, but I feel like our team definitely is better pretty much every single way. So we'll see how this goes. This is the start of our journey towards that three-peat. First 2 games are at home in Toronto. And we get a 5-3 win and a 3-1 loss. Okay, so no 16-0, but 1-1. Can't be too upset with that. 7-1 win. It's a big win after that loss in game 2. And a 4-3 win. Have to win one of these next 3 games here to move on to the second round. And, okay, there we go. I was a little worried after the 3-2 loss in game number 5, but we win game 6, 5-2. The AHL team might be in the playoffs. I'll have to double check it. We're playing the Buffalo Sabres here round 2. The AHL team is in the playoffs, and they might be moving on. They do not, unfortunately. They lose there in 5 to Syracuse Crunch. AHL teams just had no luck in this series for whatever reason. It's probably because, you know, there is a price to pay for being in the playoffs so much, trading away so many picks and prospects, but I would pay that price every single day of the week to win 3 cups in 4 years. Johnny Gaudreau's on the Sabres now. Eichel, Skinner, Jack Quinn, only an 81. Very interesting. His potential's gone down. I think it was high top 6. Middlestat, though, low elite became an 87. Hiroshi, Nicholas Waugh, Cousins 89 is a really good third-line center. Okay, so they have good center depth, but our forwards are way better. Dahlin, and then a bunch of low 80s. I would say our defense is better because our top 4 is a lot more well-rounded. Lekin in there with Binnington isn't bad, but Hellbuck's definitely a better goalie. So again, on paper, I think we're the better team here. Very similar records looked like during the regular season. So, divisional rival here in the Buffalo Sabres, very close in terms of geography. And okay, 6-4 loss in game 1, win game 2, 4-3. Come on, boys. 4-3 OT win, a 4-3 OT loss. Wow. It's a very close series. 2-2. 4-3 loss. Are you kidding me? Are the Buffalo Sabres going to do us in? I like our roster better. I trust this team. We got to win back-to-back here, though, for the conference final. Wow. And there goes the three-peat. 4-3 loss to the Sabres. We lost 3 straight games in the playoffs. We haven't done that probably 4 years, because I don't think we did that. Or actually, no, we did that last time. Was 3 years ago when we blew a 3-1 lead on the Hurricanes, who eventually won the Cup. So that hurts for sure. I thought with all the chemistry boosts we'd have that three-peat, but I guess not. And the draft results just came in, guys. Philadelphia, they're picking first overall, jumping up from 4 to 1. I'm not sure there's like a franchise potential player available. We'll take a look here. No, it's just to be 5 medium elites again. It feels like that's been the case for, you know, the last few drafts. You can see the Chicago Blackhawks there actually won the Stanley Cup. The only team to beat us in the regular season, so good for them. Matthews at 16 points in 12 games, 10 goals, so almost a goal a game in the playoffs. Sucks we got bounced in the second round. I still can't believe that. Buffalo actually ended up losing. Buffalo actually lost to Tampa Bay, who was a wild card team, before they lost to the Blackhawks. Blackhawks beat the Jets in 6, Preds in 7, Golden Knights in 5, and then the Lightning in 5. So looking at the awards here, I mean, we still have 3 of 5 there. Maybe we can win another cup next year for 4 and 6. That's not too bad. Blackhawks, of course, won the Presidents there. Clarence Campbell, Tampa Bay, Prince of Wales. Individual, we know that dance guy won the Art Ross. Eichel got the Hart. McCarr, James Norris, 4th straight year. He's OP in this. McKinnon, Lady Bing, Beniers, Calder. So not the guy with the most points. Strome, Conn Smythe. Hellebuck won the Vezina. Wow, I didn't think his numbers were that great, but good to see him win that. Corby Salo, William Jennings. Savard, Bill Masterton. Calgary coach gets the Jack Adams. Aho, Selke. So finally someone other than O'Reilly or Bergeron. Eichel also got Ted Lindsay. And then Cole Caulfield, of course, with the Maurice Richard. Take a look at the AHL awards. We know we made the playoffs. We got bounced in the first round. So yeah, no AHL awards for the team. Giroux had the most points and the MVP. Kind of a sad way for him to go out. Michkov most goals. Why he's there. Outstanding rookie. He's got NHL career, but he hasn't played in the AHL. How does that count as a rookie? Addison, best D-man. Ranta, best goalie. Giroux also got MVP of the playoffs. So he just led that team. He probably is like a 78, 79, but still has insane like passing stats or something like that. And that's how he's just tearing up the AHL. Kind of cool, kind of weird, but we'll get to the draft now. And check this out, guys. I wanted to look at the record book before we got to the draft. If you go to the bottom, Austin Matthews now leads all Leafs all-time in goals with 448, so that's pretty cool to see. I feel like that was the most breakable record, so that's pretty cool. Even points, he's only, what, like 130 behind Sundin, so if we hold on to him for 2 more years, he's passing that. Mitch Marner could definitely beat Solomon there in assists, 620 by the end of next season. Morgan Riley games played. George Armstrong had 1,188. Riley's got almost that much in 8 less years. So we won't beat him in the season, but he'll definitely beat him in games played in the next 2 seasons. We're never touching Ty Domi's penalty minutes. It's just not happening. And I think that we picked up Hellebuck too late to really beat any of the goalie records, but still, very cool to see Matthews there. Now is the all-time goal leader for Toronto Maple Leafs. And retired players, Alex Ovechkin calls it quits. 1,848 points, 1,035 goals. Smashed the all-time goal record. Patty Kane also calls it quits there. 1,554 and 1,400. Kopitar on the Penguins. Claude Giroux after just tearing up the AHL. Brad Marchand there plays the entire career with Boston. Pietrangelo retires at Golden Knight. Couture retires as well. TJ Oshie a free agent. Chris Letang on Detroit Red Wings. Roman Josi there. Wow, okay. Check goalies now. I'm thinking, oh no, so Carey Price is not retired yet. Unless he did and I forgot. Ryan Miller, 45. Why did he take so long? He's 74 free agent. Bobrovsky retires. Still had 1 year left there at 10 mil. Tuukka Rask, Ben Bishop, Martin Jones, Reimer, Ranta, Bernier, Allen. So, again, some big name players retiring there. We're at the draft now, guys. As I mentioned, the top 5 players available, all medium elite. I see that there's actually a couple low franchise guys. Stuart, Volchenkov, both going to be early second rounders. The one guy could even go last pick in the first round. I'd like to get at least one of them because, like, that's kind of nuts. Gems and busts. There's a couple gems here. McTaggart, 118, low top 6. We should be able to get him. The other guy, 58. He's also going early second round. So, basically, I want to get one of those players. And next year, guys, I'm trying to get an early second round pick from the Wild to get one of those low franchise guys. Offering up Green, who's a low top 4 defensive prospect they like. 4th rounder, 2028. 2nd rounder, 2027. See what they say. Trade accepted. Okay, nice. I'm also offering Vancouver our 5th rounder this year with a 7th next year for their 4th round pick to get that guy who's got the low top 6 gem. And they say no. I only have 3 picks this year if I do R6. Let's try 5th this year, 6th next year for a 4th. That seems like a pretty good deal. Okay, so we'll sim to our next pick now. There's a few options. Basically, I'm trying to get like 2 of 3 essentially. Let's see. So the first 5. Wow, after the first overall was 81 medium elite, which isn't too bad. It's all 70 medium elites, 62 medium elite to the Rangers. Ottawa takes a medium top 9 at their first pick. It's kind of rough. So whoever's going to go next, guaranteed medium top 4 there is pretty nice. Now, there's one of the low franchises available. Scout rank 34, Central Scouting 47. In terms of the gem, 58, 59 for a Chunik, who I think I'm going to get with our actual second round pick. So, could take a guaranteed medium top 4. I'm going to take a low franchise instead. Come on, Volchenkov. Low elite, 64. Wow. So I should want the medium top 4 defenseman. But that's okay. It was worth the risk because literally he could have been low franchise or something ridiculous. So our next pick, there he is, 1 away from getting taken. Rachunik, guaranteed medium top 6. He's 64 overall, so I'd like that pick for us. And our next pick here on the 4th round, number 106. We're going to take the other gem. There's a goalie, but we have more than enough goalie prospects. McTaggart, kind of a cool name. Low top 6, hopefully decent rated. Yeah, 64 overall is pretty solid. And we only have one more pick now in this draft. It's our round 6 pick, so this is the only one we really don't know what we're getting. Now, there's actually a couple defensemen here. 50-50 chance to be medium top 4. NHL ETA, 3 years, 5 years. So I'll do the 3 years in Hunt. I think it said he was passionate there. And medium 7th. Oh well. Now we're at the re-sign phase here, guys. We've actually lost 3 AHL coaches. The head coach needs re-signed. The thing is, I don't know, the AHL team hasn't really done that well, so I'm just down, honestly, to hire a completely new AHL staff, because, like I was mentioning before, they haven't really had much success at all in the playoffs. And so we're now at the re-sign phase with $15.5 million in cap space. Charlie McAvoy, of course, the big guy we have to re-sign. Tavares next year will need a new contract. He's 35. Only an 88 now. And McAvoy was asking for 9.6. So I think that's like $500K more than he was asking for before. But again, like I said, I like that flexibility. Nolan Patrick there, 27.87. Doesn't want an extension, but he gives the second line a +5. $4 million. Oh my gosh. Yes, please come back for $4 million. We'll see what he says before we decide to do with Anderson. Sandin, 26.86. 6.9. I think that's actually a bit cheaper. I want to say he was asking for 7. Okay. I mean, I'll for sure at least qualify him before making him an offer. Dylan Gunther, I'll also qualify worst case. 2 years, $2 million. Okay. Kachuk doesn't want to come back. He was in the AHL. So yeah, we'll let him go. He helped us the 1 year. Hollander, 25.80 It's a good deal, I think, for an AHL probably player. Bemstrom's 27 now. Let him go. Pastula, 800K seems fair. Hunter Jones needs a new contract. We are AHL starter, but we have Pittis and Bonnet behind him. Both younger, starter potential goalies. So I'm going to let him go, honestly, even though he did win a goalie award like a couple of years ago. That's a lot of money for an AHL starter, but whatever. So we'll have these two in the AHL, it should be fine. So I'm going to try offering McAvoy $9 million here for 3 years. We'll see what he says. Also, two guys, when I was looking around, I noticed that Rawlings, our rookie, dropped in rating somehow. 41 goals, 36 assists. So 77 points, and he dropped in rating. Makes no sense. But also made offers on a bunch of AHL guys. And there we go. McAvoy is coming back at $9 million. Patrick Rejects wants to test free agency. It was already really cheap, so I'll give him a bit more money. We got the AHL goalie, Ryan Suzuki, Johnson. These are just all AHL players. Help fill out the Marlies. Try 4.4 for Patrick, as again, that's still like undervalued for him. And there we go, Patrick's coming back. So with the return of Patrick, I'm thinking we'll let Anderson go unless he's really cheap. 3.3 for an 86. That is really cheap. Wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. $3 million for 3 years. Now, we'll have center K, so I'm thinking we'll have to trade away Kraus, which is okay because we know we can get +5 on the second line with Patrick, and the first line will just get +1, but we'll have a better player in Rawlings. I don't want him playing third line again. And there we go, Anderson is coming back. Okay, so we have $1.5 million. We trade Kraus, it gives us about $4 million to sign Sandin. It's going to cost $6, but if we wait till the fall, we should have that money. If someone swoops in, that's okay. We also could use a 6th defenseman as the Boral drop down to 78, but other than that, like, the core of this team looks to be the same. So we'll see who's available in free agency here, guys. Very curious. Friggin', 88 overall. Joel Farabey's a 90. He's got medium elite potential now, opposed to high top 6. Luke Hughes there, 89. He's an RFA, though. Same with this Toskala guy. JT Miller, 89. Tarasenko, Morgan Frost, Brad Lambert, but he's an RFA. Eriksson Ek, Lundstrom. Wow, just Crosby there, 89. Wants 8.7. Of course he does. Tons of stars available here. Take a quick look at goalies. Jesper Wallstedt, again, though, he's an RFA. Leonard, I think, is the highest rated UFA, 87. Samsonov, actually. Wait, what? Elias Samsonov, 88 overall goalie, wants $2 million. I like Connor Hellebuck. We have to make a play on that. How is he coming off a terrible year? He didn't have a lot of wins there, 19, but a .889 at 3.55 playing for Washington. Clearly, it's a bad team. I'm trading, I think, Hellebuck and then making a play on Samsonov because just saving money and getting the same rated goalie. He's actually younger. So right here, guys, I'm trying to make a blockbuster trade. The Vancouver Canucks, the team we beat twice in the Stanley Cup Final, to get Luke Hughes, who I mentioned, currently an unsigned RFA. He's an awesome defenseman, offering up Sandin, who's our unsigned RFA, and Connor Hellebuck. So, is the difference between Sandin and Hughes? Hellebuck, maybe not, maybe. He's 33.87, so he's actually 1 overall below Samsonov. This trade would be insane. We'd upgrade our D, and then if we go to sign Samsonov, we upgrade our goalie, and we might actually come ahead in terms of the salary. Let's see what the Canucks say to this one. Hughes is on the block. They like both players. Trades rejected. We can't afford to sign the RFA. Alright, guys, so I'm now offering Hellebuck and Gunther for Hughes. Basically, my thought is I'll sign Hughes and then trade Sandin or get a bunch of picks for him. See what the Canucks say. Trades accepted. Okay, so that's crazy. We'll have to see how much money Hughes wants as well. But there's probably no way we bring both of them back. If we could, our defense would be absolutely stacked. It's those 4 plus those 2. Hughes wants 7 for 7. Or sorry, that's our max offer. His asking price is 11. Okay, so we'll have to wait for both of them. Honestly, if we get a bunch of picks for Hughes, that's not even that bad. It could be bad, but the first thing we got to do is make sure we get Samsonov signed, and then we'll kind of wait on Hughes. So Samsonov wants $2 million as an 88 overall goalie. We're upgrading the goalie position by an overall. We're saving $4.5 million. I'm honestly going to offer, wow, so 2 years is where it's at. I think is $3 million too much? If we don't get him, my plan's kind of screwed. So yeah, I'll just do $3 million. I don't think any other team would do 50% more than he's asking. I'm not sure how the computers kind of generate their offers. Now I'm curious if there's any good two-way goalies. Really no one much better than what we have, so it wouldn't make sense to sign them. All skaters here, two-way. Couple low elites there. Seth Jarvis, 2478, medium top 6. I don't get how guys like that get let go. Also, Emil Heineman here, 2477, medium top 6, like slightly worse version of Jarvis. Ryan O'Rourke, 2471. So he's got some time to maybe bounce back. Poirier, 2479, medium top 4 defenseman. I don't know how this guy's a free agent. And then lastly, we'll make the 2 low elite guys offers. Just because if they grow, use them for trade value. And I think that's 6. We have 10 spots. I don't want to, do anything too much more in case it messes with us getting Samsonov. And look at this. Calgary just offered us 2 third-round picks for Krause and a 6th. I forgot I was actually supposed to trade Krause after we got Anderson because Patrick will be on the second line. That could actually give us the money to get Luke Hughes. So rather than 2/3, I'm thinking I'd rather a second rounder. Second round might have too much value. Also it might not. Let's see if they do this. Trades accepted. Okay, so there we go to give us a bit more cap flexibility. Looks like we got a couple of those two-way guys. O'Rourke accepts, Poirier, Seth Jarvis, Heineman. Samsonov, we offered $1 million more. There we go. I was going to say 50% extra. I'm surely humbled. Guys didn't realize just how good of a contract he already got. Now, with Krause's money, we can probably go and get Hughes signed. I guess no, Samsonov basically took Krause's money. And Luke Hughes is actually the top free agent available now. So I'm going to wait on both him and Sandin. Hopefully no one makes either of them an offer. And basically, come August, we can get Hughes for cheaper and then trade Sandin. Sandin's basically the kind of the backup option in case somebody offers Hughes like $13 million and we can't match. And look at this blockbuster that just went down this summer, guys. You don't see this very often. Carolina gets Dylan Larkin. Detroit gets Jacob Slavin. That's nuts. So we're in August now, guys, and Luke Hughes is only asking for 5.9 for 1 year. I'm going to offer him 5.5. Basically, there's a chance we could get him and Sandin, as if he accepts that, and we get Sandin in the fall when I can actually rework the rosters to give ourselves an extra couple million in cap space, we'll have 4-ish million to get Sandin, who wants 4.8 for 1. So I didn't think I'd be able to keep both. 1 year, we're going to have both, then we'll definitely lose one next season, but the fact that we can have both makes us, I think, heavy cup contenders if we weren't already. This is so dumb. So Luke Hughes rejected the 5.5 and 5 days later he's asking for 5.4. So in that case, screw it. We're going to offer him 5.25 now. So I think percentage wise he's getting a better deal. But if he would have taken the original offer, he literally would have gotten more money. And there you go. Luke Hughes is on the team for $5.25 million. So knock on wood, no one makes an offer on Sandin. I think we should be able to rework the salary just by, sending a couple of guys down to the AHL once the preseason starts, that we can actually get Sandin signed, at which point we're going to have the best, I think, defensive core we've had in this franchise to date. Still going to have one of the best offenses. We have a really good goalie in Samsonov. We are just going to be such a good team top to bottom, and I think the preseason is about to start, so I think it's going to happen. And like I was saying, guys, once the preseason started, sent a couple of guys down to the AHL. We have $4.5 million in cap space to get Sandin. He wants 4.1, so I bet you we could even get him for like 3.75, which I think that's what, like half of what he wanted originally, or almost half. He wanted $7 million. That's another reason why I don't like the contract extensions, because sometimes you can do some magic here and pull off some really cheap contracts. Worst case, we'll get him for 4. We got him for 3.75. That's nuts. And so after signing Sandin, guys, I want to give you a look at this team's roster heading into next year. Again, I don't know how this team continues to get better. Amirov, Tavares, and Marner is the new first line. Amirov, I mentioned, I thought played so well last season. He needed to, get out of that third line role. 86 points, 82 games. Playing on that top line, who knows how good he's going to do with the extra minutes. Nylander, Matthews, Nolan, Patrick is now the second line. That is a higher rated line, I think, but I don't... Yeah, if you, for whatever reason, if you put it on the first line, they don't get a +5. So sometimes it's weird where it actually matters what line they're on. It really shouldn't, but it does. Rawlings, the rookie, is on the third line there with Anderson and Hull. If you guys don't remember, Hull we actually got for Timothy Liljegren. 80 overall at 20 years old already. Medium top 6. I think he could grow quite well playing with those two guys. Rawlings is actually on a contract year. It's last year's entry level, so this might not be too bad. He doesn't put up as many points as usual because I'll just get him for cheaper. Hollander, Krebs, and Robertson I think is a very, very good fourth line. Defensively, it's so stacked. Hughes, Theodore's the top pair. McAvoy, Riley, with the boost, are playing like 91-93 as the second D pair. Harley, Sandin. I mean, that's nuts. Harley as well, 25 million top 4. Could get up to like 81, 82 if we're lucky. Samsonov, our 88 overall starting goalie, making $3 million for the next 2 seasons. I still can't believe that. So, yeah, the team is nasty. AHL-wise, it looks pretty good. You got a lot of mid to high 70s. Poirier was kind of our backup option for NHL. If we lost Sandin, we don't need him. So, the number 1 D-man in the AHL. Pitt is here, 22.77 medium starter. And then Bonnet's a 21.75 medium starter. So, a couple of good young goalies. Hopefully, one of them can kind of break through and be the future backup, because Dostal's really not the best backup ever. But there's a look at the roster, guys. Very, very happy, like I said, with how it turned out. We'll see what the offense, defense, goaltending stats are heading into next season. We'll compare, I guess, to Ottawa here. Robertson, I kind of feel bad for. He definitely could have grown more if we played him higher in the lineup, but like we just had too many good players to, make a room for him, essentially. 99, 97, 84. And our starter's an 88, so we don't even care about the overall of the goalie. Just the starter overall is all that matters. Like, that's about as close as you can get to a perfect team. Like, that is ridiculous. So, we're looking for our 4th Stanley Cup in 6 years next season. Hopefully we can get it done. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.